Well, Carter, man, it is hard to believe that it has been 7 years since you came into youth, and man, it's a lot of great memories, a lot of fun together, and I think about you and Grant and a watermelon. Man, that comes to my mind, and there's a lot of things about that trip that just really stand out. I remember, I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I was determined on that trip that the two of you were not going to be in the same group, that you guys needed some time apart. It's not that I don't love your friendship together, but I wanted it to be you guys spend some time apart on a trip like this. And I remember somehow they did not get our list of how we had our groups split up, and so they went ahead and split people up. And I found this out just before they were going to put us into our different teams. And so they said they had gone ahead and put people in teams. And so I thought about it. I thought, I'm going to go tell them right now that I'm okay with that, whatever they set it up. But the one thing I want to tell them is do not put Grant Hirschner and Carter Evans together, because I want these guys to be apart. And I remember watching you guys, your close friendship for the next like 20 minutes. And I just realized, you know what, God, I'm going to give it to you. And if these guys are supposed to be in a group together, then you put them together. And if they're not, split them up. And there was like 23 groups that year. If you remember, this was in Indianapolis. And I remember that I couldn't believe it. Out of 23 groups, they put you guys in a group together. And I thought, okay, God, I gave it to you. So these guys need each other for this to be the best experience possible. And so, you know what? I love you and Grant's friendship, and I hope that you guys just continue to grow in that and encourage one another, and you guys are amazing. But Carter, you know, I appreciate that you're a thinker. I appreciate that you don't necessarily just accept everything because somebody else said it, even because a youth pastor says it or a youth leader that you respect says it, that you really have to investigate things. And so I will say, so the verse that comes to mind is Romans 12:2, and it says, do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Continue to give your mind to God. Let God open it up. Just pray that. God, just expand my mind. And I believe that when you do that, I think that God is going to speak into it, and he's going to reveal himself for the truth that he is. But I want you to wrestle with it, man. Don't, it's fine if you don't just accept it. Ask a lot of hard questions. But I know God's got a plan for your life, Carter, and I know that God's got great things he wants to do in this next chapter. And I want you to remember, we are not done in ministry together, man. College is another branch of student ministries. We get more time together. I'm excited to walk with you in this next chapter, and I love you. You're a great man, and I look forward to what's going to happen in this next chapter.
Hi, Carter. I just wanted to just say thank you for all the good times over the years with the youth activities and everything, and I just and I want to say thank you for all the candy as well. There's there's never a shortage of candy, and so I just want to say thank you for all the good times, and it's been I really enjoyed watching you grow up into this young man and get ready to get out and face the world. And I just one phrase to hold on to among many, but this one I think is very applicable for over the next few years, is with God all things are possible. And I think that's something to hold on to during the good times, and definitely something to lean on to during the hard times, as the next few years we'll definitely have highs and lows. And I just wish you the best of luck. I think you're in a great stage of life, and I think it's a lot of fun. And I pray that the foundation is there, and that you'll have that to lean on through the bad times. I'm hoping that we can stay in touch over the years. I want to let you know that I'm always here for you in any circumstances. Just I want you to know that I'm always here for you, and I'll be praying for you. And I'm really excited to see what the future has for you. So thank you.
Hey, I just wanted to share a message with you, Carter. This is I just wanted to say, first of all, congratulations on making it through high school, completing that. It's a big stage and big step in your life. Wanted to wish you well. I can't wait to see what God has in store for you. It's going to be very, very exciting. One thing I just wanted to share is some things that I've said over time that I want to make sure that, I hope that they've resonated with you, or you can take it as Curtisms, that I'm sharing with you. And one thing is, I want you, my prayer for you is that you'll be grounded in your faith, that you will continue to learn. We never stop learning. That's one thing I've always said. You never, ever stop learning. I want you to go to your Bible as a reference, because all the answers to life, believe it or not, Carter, are in this book. And I've had to learn that over time, and so that's my prayer for you. The other thing I wanted to just share briefly is that through this pandemic and all this, things are not the same. That we've had to put on face masks. I got a face mask here somewhere, and it's just a whole different. It's forced us to pause and take a look at our lives and prioritize what's going on. Really, and I think hopefully you've had time to do that too. And I know that you and Grant and many of us view sports as very important. My Cleveland Indians are very important to me. But one thing that I've had a chance to do is reevaluate, right? That since we haven't been able to watch any live sports, life has gone on. And the thing that holds true is my faith. And my prayer for you, Carter, is that your faith will remain constant and grow stronger with each chapter in your life. And this moving on to the next step, is just another block where you can grow in your faith. And that's my prayer for you. I'd like you to refer and look at Romans chapter 12. Because I think it's very relevant to taking the next step in your life. It says, chapter 12, verse 1, therefore I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will for your life. And that's my prayer for you, Carter, is that you will take that to heart. You will test and figure out what his will is for your life. You were created for a purpose, and it's very exciting. I can't wait to see. And please come back anytime. Give me a call. You have my number. Call me if you have need. You need to talk to me. You need to talk to anybody. As you're going through this next step in your life, I'll make myself available to you. So I wish you the best, and God's blessings on you as you take this next step in your life. Thanks.
Congratulations on graduating. Big accomplishment. Excited for you. 2020 graduate. Way to go. As I reflect on our time together, got a lot of memories with you. One goes back to the Pittsburgh project where you were painting. Hopefully you can see that. You've got some white streaks in your hair. Already looking handsome, but when you go gray later, far, far away, you're gonna look good, buddy, with those white streaks. So what I remember about that, and it kind of leads into our most recent conversations, how analytical and objective you are. I really think that's a gift for you. In that circumstance at the Pittsburgh project when we painted, I remember you evaluating yourself compared to the other painters. And your conclusion was that you were not the best painter, but you certainly were not the worst painter. But it was really, you were really objective as you analyzed it on your own. Nobody else was ranking themselves. And that kind of leads to where our recent conversations have been, more recent conversations. with just you really exploring how people think, how we act, and how the mind works. And I've seen the maturity in you just grow exponentially. I enjoy our conversations, and I really hope you pursue that studying of the mind and moving forward, as I know you had planned to do on our last conversation. I always enjoyed being around you, Carter, and still do, of course. I think you're really funny. You're really friendly. I think you're a good friend, a good person to be around, a good hooper. Always enjoyed playing basketball with you. Enjoyed our debates as well. I think you're a very good arguer. You would turn me at times on my thinking, because you're always had good arguments with intellectual backing. So I appreciated that. My verse for you is probably one you've never heard. It's found in 2 Corinthians 6:14. All right. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness? So, yeah, I know we've talked about that verse before. And it is funny because we talk about it a lot. But it is so much truth in there. You really do want to match yourself up with other believers, especially it being your spouse. And that will save you a lot of headaches all of your days. And so in closing, Carter, I appreciate you. I love you. I miss you. I'm really excited about this next phase of your life. I think you're going to crush it. Just keep God as your focus and use those gifts he's given you. And hopefully we can get together soon, buddy. Best of luck, Carter. Congratulations.